15 years ago, I bought some paintbrushes and they came in these tubes, clear plastic tubes with rubber caps. And I looked at them and I thought, someday I'm going to use those, so I kept them in my stockpile of goodies, knowing that maybe they look kind of like Gumball Machines, and I was going to make them. So what I did recently is I pulled these out and I decided I was going to make my Gumball Machines. I took the caps off, cut them up, modified them, and laid them onto an acrylic sheet so that I could make a mold out of them, because I knew I was going to make a lot of Gumball Machines. I poured the mold based on the master original pieces that I'd modified and some of the parts I'd sculpted, like the coin mechanism, and then cast up the parts. Once the parts were cast up, I cut up the acrylic to act as the glass in the Gumball Machines and put all the parts together with stone beads that have no holes in them that I found online. Those acted as the gumballs, and I was able to fabricate them out of stuff that most people just throw away after they make a purchase. For the window labels and the advertisements, I spend a lot of time in New York photographing. When I come back, I size them, print them, and then I take an X-Acto knife on that printed piece and I split the paper and peel the emulsive coating away from the paper backing and sand the backs so it's nice and thin when it goes on the window. For the newspapers and the food goods, I take the real things and I open them up, unfold them, lay them down flat on the ground, put a yardstick next to them, climb up on a tall ladder so I can shoot straight down so I don't have any angle to the shot. Take the shot and put it on the computer.
Computer revolution.
Print it out and then rebuild it in small scale. When I do regular faux painting in real size, real scale, I'm using a rocker tool, a wood graining tool. I'll show you how that works now. I'm going to lay down some glazing acrylic, paint that out, and then run the rocker tool through this. And that's going to create a wood graining effect. Problem is this is too big and wouldn't work for my miniature scale model, so what I did is I had a company produce rubber stamps from concentric circles that I did on the computer, and it does the same thing in the acrylic glaze, but I'm able to do it in scale for my models. The crate top is Bristol board and the backing is paper, all been with mixed media treatments on the products. I'm going to show you how I do the cigarettes. A lot of people ask me how I do the cigarettes on my models. I'll photograph them in New York and then I print them out and then curl them up. I use a small paper punch to punch out the leaves from regular paper. I stain them down, draw in the veins, and then emboss them so they're curved like a dead leaf would be. The reason I put leaves on the structures is to signify the passing of time, the loss of the leaves being the passing of winter, and in this situation the passing of the shops, the loss of these shops as they close up. They also give great detail to the sidewalks. They allow me to break the eye line of just a plain sidewalk. Some pieces require thousands and thousands of bricks or complex brick shapes, and so what I'll do is I'll cut the bricks out of real actual bricks and lay them into the shape that I want. I'll create a mold and then cast those items, cast those bricks, and that way I can save time on the next project. In this situation, it allows me to get to the work without laboring over the individual placement of 1,500 bricks. These are the original bricks laid down in this form to create the sheets. And then the sheets are cut to size, the size I need for the project. And then they have to be faux painted. Whether it's used brick or a standard red, I can change the bond shape, the run of the pattern. It gives me a lot of flexibility. Where you see the mortar, what I've done is I've taken common spackle or patch and paint and put black paint, acrylic paint into it to create the gray mortar. I press that into the brick form to create the mortar joints. Goal in all of my work is to match the original structure and the model as best I can. Colors, the feeling, the nuances, the decay. Sometimes I'll take some artistic license, but for the most part a lot of people can't tell the difference between the photograph of my model and the real structure. A lot of times I get so used to the model while I'm building it that I kind of don't see it anymore, and so I'll have to come out here and take black and white photos of them and study the black and white photos, and that helps me see them in a new way. A lot of people ask me how long they take me to make, and it's very hard to quantify. When you take into consideration in this piece that I started thinking about Gumball Machines 15 years ago, that I made numerous trips to New York and photographed this area and these components, and that I finally fabricated, it's very hard to quantify how long these take me. I think like this project will call upon a lot of different skills that I've learned over the years. Metal etching, casting, faux painting, printing, and then certainly at the end when I'm done and ready to show the pieces, photography. I learned how to do electric and carpentry and anything else you can think of because my father wouldn't hire anybody. We had to do it ourselves. We had to do the repairs and get things finished without spending too much money. I'm either a really bad hoarder or obsessive compulsive about my products and the items that I pick up. 30 years in the shop of product and packaging and things that normally people just throw away. Knowing the intimate details of a structure, understanding the decay, what it went through, the rehabs, the people who own the building and the business, that intimacy gives me a closeness with New York. It's kind of like when someone tells you a secret and you feel more close to that person.